Hello and welcome to the Chucast, to the Whoop, welcoming you to KCC Season 6, week number 2. Last week was a rough loss, but I think we can bounce back from it. We've done so in the past, and this shouldn't be any different. Before we go over our matchup with Necro and the Anomalocaris, we did make a couple trades this week. Going into this week's prep, I was realizing there was a couple issues with the draft. We ended up dropping staples and decks that I feel like didn't really do enough for our draft and mesh well with it. Lord of the Heavenly Prison was dropped after my game with Ethan, allowing us to pick that up along with Change of Heart at 1 copy for a way to break boards. And then lastly, we picked up Evil Eye as a good standalone deck that can honestly mesh well with something like Eldlich. Necro being a new coach, we don't really entirely know how they play. All we have to go off of is their week 1 performance, and seeing something like the extra deck not containing any generic links like the Charmers, Contact C is really fucking good this week. Regardless, his draft consists of Hero, Marincess, Sharks, Frog, Ice Shade, Fortune Lady, Nibiru, Droll, Gozen, Dweller, and Book of Eclipse. Now, Nibiru Droll is a problem. We can't inherently be safe to play Crusadia Scareclaw this week because Nib Droll just shits all over us. Unfortunately, we are sort of forced to play it once, but I'm really hoping to be up 2-0 before I have to play it. Regardless, I'm feeling confident. His decks are pretty known quantities on what they want to do, and should be pretty easy to stop. Let's not waste any more time and hop right into the games. First up, we have Eldlich versus Hero, and another die roll loss means another game where we're forced to go second. It's fine! Frustrating, but with a hand like this, I think we can bring this across the finish line. Necro starts with a summon of Vion, sending Denier, then activates Poly, using Dangerous with Malicious and Increase. He banishes Mally for Mally, then Link summons Cross Crusader, reviving Mally in Grave, and tributes it off to add Plasma to hand. He revives Denier, tucking back the banished Mally to summon the other one to field, blah 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 blah, giving him 3 monsters to tribute for Plasma, passing. We start with Cursed Eldland, adding Quaquero, hitching it with Eldlich to pop the Plasma, summoning our 3500 Beatstick along with Ryo, beating over Dangerous, setting 2 passing, grabbing both a Sanguine and Destiny hand phase. A dead draw for Necro off the top allows us to swing in for just under lethal, make Ravenous Tarantula, and pass. Let's go, baby! We won! Having sighted in all of our planned second cards with Necro making us go first is a bit of a yikes. We outland for Eldlich, set 1, beginning to summon our Ryo, and pass. Cyclone deals with our Imperm, and despite a Contact C in our hand, Necro is able to easily find lethal with his hand, which sucks because Ryo probably would have just won us the game. Deciding to go first for game 3, we Prosperity and don't really find anything useful here. We add a Book of Moon, set 3, and pass. Necro e-calls for Shadow Mist, pitching it to summon Ferris, placing Increase and adding Stratos. We try to book the Ferris, but don't realize that because Increase is treated as a trap card, that its effect is a quick effect. So he tributes the Ferris to summon it, so we try and overroute the Increase for Shadow Mist, so he cyclones our last set card. With a blunder like this, and a normal summon of Stratos, especially with the cards he has left in hand, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to lethal for him, in such a frustrating loss. Alright, we may have fumbled match 1, but I'm still confident we can win the week. Necro's going first, summoning Leaffish, sending Right Hand Shark, to which we activate Contact C, forcing him to set 1 pass. Starting with Prosperity gets us to Paradolia, adding Thurziel. We activate Unleash, dumping both Gorgonio and Basiltris, allowing us to pitch the added Selene to add Retribution. We summon Thurziel, equip it with the Selene, set 2, swing over Leaffish, and pass back. Necro summons the Right Hand Shark from Graveyard, allowing him to summon Silent Sea Nettle. We activate Sergio to pop Right-Hand Shark, hoping to keep him off an Xyz monster. He chains Cyclone to pop Selene, which we're forced to negate with Retribution. He summons a Crystal Shark from hand, so we activate Defeat to bounce both monsters back to hand, then use Basiltris to link summon Gorgon for a possible normal summon. Luckily for us, Necro passes and we're able to swing for lethal on the following turn. A solid game 1 with a new deck. Let's just put this match away. Necro is once again going first, and a normal summon of Beatuniful Princess into Buzzsaw Shark allows Necro to get to Bahamut plus Toad with 2 back row set. Dark Ruler to negate Toad is awesome, and finding Pareidolia off of Prosperity makes this hand insane. We activate Pareidolia, which prompts a flip of Unending Nightmare, which apparently wasn't even put in the side deck for this deck. It was for Eldlich! Regardless, we change of heart the Bahamut Shark, summon Catoblepis to allow us to summon Sergio, swinging over Toad, and passing after Necro pops our Gorgonio. A summon of Right-Hand Shark from the grave and Buzzsaw in hand is brutal, allowing Toad plus Stealth Kraken. We aren't dead here, but despite Dark Ruler plus Sergio, the game is just relatively over. We're able to get to Zerziel, popping the Unending Nightmare to keep our equip around, but the second one in the back row's back-breaking, and we have to scoop up game 2. What the fuck, man? Our game 3 hand is insane, and if we can dodge any form of spell trap removal, we can just win the fucking game. A normal summon of Sergio grabs us Unleashed, sending 2 to add Selene. We pitch the Selene to Gorgonio, picking up defeat over Retribution, as bouncing the normal summon in Shark absolutely just wins us the game on the spot. We summon Basilius, sending Unleashed, set 4, equip Selene to Sergio, and pass. Unfortunately, we really should have added Retribution, as a Book of Eclipse is insanely bad for us. He normal summons Leafish, and luckily for us, EDG plus Book of Moon is just enough to hold him off for the turn. Pareidolia off the top allows us to grab Sergio, adding Catoblepis, pitching it for Gorgonio, and adding Retribution. We summon the cat from grave, link summoning Zerziel, equipping the Selene and Graveyard to it. Necro Cosmics our Selene, so we chain Zerziel to pop the face down, swinging in for a chunk of damage and passing. A Retribution on White Mirror, and an Overroot for Buzzsaw Shark is enough for us to win the game, making Nightmare Phoenix to pop a face down, Unending Nightmare, and swing in for lethal. Match 3. 0 for 6 on die rolls. Alright, awesome. Regardless, Necro is once again going first, normal summoning Blue Tang, to which we activate Contact C, forcing him to set 1 and pass. We start with a summon of Balone, link summoning Triheart, which adds Reichphobia, which gets Unending Nightmare. He's maining this shit? It's fine. We summon the rest of our Scareclaws and link to Triheart, which prompts the Biru, forcing us to set 2 and pass. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough to stay in this game, especially since we draw dead off the top. Very frustrating game 1, but we can still do this. Alright, game 2. We're going first, linking off Balone for Whiteheart, which gets no material. Frustrating that we can't get to Triheart, but Twin Swan Slash should be able to get us to the finish line, right? Not if Necro top decks the fucking Santa Claus, and we can't even Twin Saw because he drew Ranadrian. Fuck. He summons Spring Girl, link summoning Sea Angel, searching Dive, reviving the Spring Girl in grave to make Coral an enemy to revive it again. Swings in, makes Coral, and passes. Unfortunately, we fail to capitalize off this because we could have easily sales banned the Gymir, but we don't and get a Reichart banished, essentially preventing us from winning the game, partially because my opponent has the Mandate of fucking Heaven, but also because we simply misplayed. Very, very, very frustrating. Oh, that's where I fucked up. Yeah, okay, scriptwriter. Yeah, I get it. I'm supposed to lose. I'm the bad guy. The scriptwriters literally wrote, fuck you. What a piece of shit. Anyways, that's the end of week 2. Frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Not only because our opponents seem to be really fucking lucky in half of those games. Also, because I fucked up myself. I feel like I could have won a lot of those games if I had slowed down, taken a second, and actually thought for once. Regardless, GG's to Necro. Hoping to see you in playoffs. But regardless, it is really frustrating to look back on a game and be like, man, if I had just taken an extra 5 seconds and been like, man, I should normal summon this Ryo that's in my hand, or maybe I should salesman the Guymer so it doesn't activate its effect. Um, and not much we can do about it in hindsight. All we gotta do now is look forward and hopefully we don't make those same mistakes again. Next week, though, we have a tough one. Incog and the Doncaster Demons. I have not beat him once in the 5 seasons we've played KCC. We're both 0-2, and starting 0-3 is really bad since we still have to fight some of the titans of this season. We still have to fight Endless, we still have to fight Shiny, we still have to fight Rakia, we still have to fight Pia. We kind of need this win, otherwise the rest of the season is going to be rough. Regardless, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Really helps out the channel. If you want to see more, better luck. Bye-bye.